Okay, here we go again. 1976 boat with a 305 Pontiac engine block. So the issue here is that the block was originally a Chevy block, and we switched it over. It was Pontiac, which at the time I didn't know there was a lot of differences, but as we realized, we put the brand new starter in, and when we got the brand new starter in, it just winged over, didn't touch anything. So come to do some research, and that we have the 153 tooth flywheel, which is Chevy. We need the 168 tooth flywheel. As you can see, it won't come in contact with it because it's too far away from it. So I went online and I found a flywheel for $68 for this one. So I had to pull the whole motor out to change the flywheel. Yay. Nice. Okay, and not only that, but when I had the starter in there, I had to remove some of the bell housing. You'll see the little notch at the bottom in order to get this starter to fit in there. So now our next move is to buy the proper flywheel, change it, put the motor back in. We should be good. So I'll make sure this time though, before I put this motor back in, that this starter engages and works properly and spins this thing over. Okay, some of the other improvements that we've made and was good is we removed the inspection plate for the gas gauge and tank, and that's where the leak was coming in. So we had to seal this with silicone so it wouldn't rot the floor anymore, and the floor is rotted over there a bit. It's got to be fixed. So we repaired the sender unit for the gas gauge, and so the gas gauge is working now, and everything's working except for the horn, and we may need a new switch or just new connections out on the horn. I like to keep those horns because they're all original. And the only other thing that we have to fix electronically is we have to run a new wire from the crank wire on this side of the ignition switch, because there is power here, but it's not cranking. So we'll have to run a new wire from here all the way down underneath and back to the motor. Well, that's okay. So I'm also going to install, instead of having this big mess of wires that you can see down here, I'm going to install a terminal block that will go on the side of the pit, or whatever you call that, where the motor sits down in there. I'm going to set a terminal block so all those wires will be all nice and neat and together, and then there will only be one lead from the battery over to that. So I guess that's where we are. I made this makeshift tripod to lift this thing out of here, and it works. But I just had a few 2x4s laid around, and I've used my big crowbar, pinch bar, and I had the chain falls, and it lifted it out no problem. I just should have left a little more clearance so I could swing this thing around more easily. But this makes it really nice to work. I will lift this up a little bit more, and sorry about the glare, and then it can sit right on a chair and take the flywheel off and install a new flywheel. Should be okay. Alright, we'll see you on the next episode.